What's up, Blue Jay fans? It's Robb Scott of the Jay Talking Podcast, back with another game day recap. The Blue Jays, Game 2 against the Red Sox. The Blue Jays come in 30-26 against the Red Sox, 32-23. Boston up on the Jays by 2.5. The matchup today, Marcus Stroman on the hill. He's been struggling mightily of late against Steven Wright, who's off to a very good start this year. He's 5-4 with a 2.45 ERA. Marcus Stroman, a lucky 5-1 based on his 4.46 ERA, or maybe unlucky because the whip is much nicer than the ERA. So maybe the ERA is a little overinflated. Either way, he needs to turn around his recent struggles. He's been awful in his last 5 or 6 starts. ERA 6.5-ish, whip 1.7-ish. I mean, just terrible numbers. So, top of the first, Stroman got in trouble right away. He gave up a double to Pedroia, a walk to Ortiz, but he did get a ground out by Ramirez. That started things off, and it could have been a sign of things to come. The Blue Jays had a couple walks through 2, but nothing really. Bottom of the second, the first run was scored by Boston. Shaw doubled, scored on a Swinehart single, and that put the Boston up 1-0. Bottom of the third, Boston struck again now with 2 runs. Pedroia walked. Bogaerts doubled. He had a big game today, and he scored on a 2-run single by Ortiz. Boston 3-0 after 3. Top of the fourth, Saunders with a single. E.E. with a walk. A pass ball, moved runners on, and Smoke singled one home. The Jays get on the board down 3-1. Bottom 4, Bradley Jr. with a walk, a steal. Boston had 3 steals in this game. The team can run very well. Swinehart singled him around. Betts singled and scored Bradley. That put the Red Sox up 4-1. Stroman was struggling. It was clear this was not going to be his day, but they kept him in. Top of the 5, Blue Jays made it close. Ryan Goins with a single. Batista walked. A pass ball, scored. A second pass, the pass ball moved him along. Second pass ball scored them. And that gave the Jays 2 runs to pull within 4-3. But bottom of the 5, Stroman could not hold it down. Bogaerts singled and scored on a Travis Shaw single as well. So that made it 5-3 Boston. Top of 6, Travis walked. Wild pitch. A lot of wild pitches in this game, but you can expect that with a knuckleballer right on the mound. Travis stole third base, and Pilar had a ground out that scored him. Had a nice little at-bat to make that work out. It was 5-4, Boston leading through the top of the 6, but again they struck back. Stroman went out into the 6th with 88 pitches. Ugly numbers, but you got to let him work through it. He's young. And Swinehart started off with a walk, scored on Betts' double. That was it for Stroman. He allowed another run, 6-4. Chavez came in through an inning, then shut it down. And that would be all of the scoring. Kimbrel would come in, lock it down in the 9th, and the Red Sox got the win 6-4. That evens the series at 1. Pushes the Blue Jays back to a 3.5 of the Boston Red Sox. Stroman's numbers, 5 2/3, 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 walks, 4 Ks, 101 pitches. His ERA now 4.82. I listened to Kevin Barker talk about Stroman, and some things rung true with me. I mean, we all know that Stroman throws a lot of different pitches. He has up to 6 pitches, and maybe that's too many. It's just he's focusing on being too good at a lot of things as opposed to being excellent at a few things. And maybe he needs to knock off a couple pitches. He's only 232 innings into his major league career. That's basically a full season of work. So he's still got a lot of obstacles to overcome in his career. The hitters are adjusting to him a little bit, it appears. And he's struggling. As I said, his ERA is now 6.50. Almost 7 in his last 6 or 7 starts. That's terrible. That's more than a bump in the road. That's a major adjustment. That's when you begin wondering, okay, is this guy going to stay in the rotation? Obviously, he will. He issued 5 walks for the first time in his career. But he's given up a ton of hits. His OBA is, Jesus, it's got to be 330, 340 in the last 6 or 7 starts. I mean, guys are knocking him hard. He took the loss. He fell to 5-2. Chavez came in, threw 1 1/3, gave up 1 hit, 1 K on 20 pitches. Storen came in, threw another inning, scoreless ball, gave up 1 hit. And all of a sudden, he's pitching very well. So that is a bonus in the pen. But clearly, Stroman is an issue. Steven Wright got the win, 6-4 for Boston now. He threw 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, but none earned. He did walk 5 and 3 Ks on 111 pitches. Matt Barnes came in and threw 2 innings, gave up a run, no hits, but 2 Ks and a walk. Tazawa, who the Blue Jays usually hit, he threw a clean inning, 1 K. And Kimbrel, as I said, shut it down. 1 inning, 1 hit. On the offense, Toronto, just 4 hits today. 2 runs, 6 walks, 6 Ks, 1 steal. That was by Devin Travis. They left 10 men on base. Joey Bats was 0 for 2 with a run and 2 walks. Justin Smoke 1 for 4 with a ribby. Ryan Goins 1 for 3 with a run. Kevin Pillar was 0 for 4 but drove in a run. Devin Travis 0 for 3, scored a run, walked and stole a base, as I mentioned. And Michael Saunders was 1 for 4 with a run. On the Boston side, that big offense was there today. They had 11 hits, 3 steals, 5 walks, scored 6 runs, struck out 5 times, and left 18 men on base. So this could have been really ugly. 6-4 probably isn't a true indication of how the game actually went. Mookie Betts 2 for 5 with 2 ribbies, a steal. Dustin Pedroia 1 for 3 with a run, a walk, and a steal. Xander Bogaerts lost his 26-game hit streak last night and bounced right back with a 3 for 4, scored 2 runs. David Ortiz 1 for 3 with a major league leading 53 RBIs now. He had 2 ribbies in the game. Travis Shaw was 2 for 4 with a ribby and a run. Michael Bradley 1 for 3, a run, a walk, and a steal. How good has he been? And Swihart was 1 for 1, walked twice, scored a run, and drove in a run. So it wasn't a good day for the Jays, but the series is just 1-1. They're looking for their 5th series win in a row. They can do that tomorrow. They have Marco Estrada on the hill. He's 3-2 with a 2.43 and a 1.03 whip on the season. He's going against Eduardo Rodriguez, who has just 1 start. He won that start on 6 innings of work for Boston. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully the Blue Jays get the series win.